Once again, you didn't ask for this, but yet the two of us fools sit here. I'm MB Elkins.
And I'm Joe Steele, and this is MB&J Movie Madness.
And now we're going to finally do part 2 of our top 10 comedies.
Oh my God.
This time, 1990 to present. 5 from me and 5 from this guy. And you're starting.
I'm starting.
I already know you're number
good.
1.
I like my number 1.
This is going to talk about Sylvester Stallone.
I'm going to talk about Sylvester Stallone. In 1991, Sylvester Stallone decided to be funny.
And
on purpose, not like Cobra.
I haven't seen it. But it's funny, both of our number 1s we haven't seen.
Yeah. Oscar. I love it.
Well, you've seen it, I haven't seen it.
Dude, it's a period piece, mobster. It's a very fast-paced, very witty, quick-paced comedy. Lots of slapstick. You'd be surprised. I want you to watch it because you will notice there's like 15 up-and-coming actors that all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, they did this and this and this. Like, all afterwards, they did lots of great movies. Yeah. It was a really great up-and-coming movie for lots of people.
But why do you love it so much?
Because I grew up with it.
Oh, okay.
I grew up with it, and
one of those childhood movies
I showed it to one of my buddies, and he was like, I'm like, be prepared, this is totally stupid slapstick. And he watched, he's like, I really enjoyed it. I went, good.
To see it to believe it.
You have to see it to believe it. What's
my
yours?
number 1 is something he has not seen because I go more into the horror genre. But if you've seen Super Troopers and the Broken Lizard movies, my favorite number 1 from 2004 was Club Dread. Club Dread got terrible reviews. But there's a few people out there that understand why I love it so much. Yes, it's boobs and blood and sand and Bill Paxton. It's one of the craziest roles that you'll ever see the late, great Bill Paxton ever perform.
Isn't the DVD cover, she's got a butcher knife behind her back and she's in a bathing suit.
Yes.
I've walked by that movie going, that looks interesting multiple times.
Yes. Well, I find it highly interesting. It's basically making fun of every slasher movie ever made.
Good.
Tropical Paradise and the Broken Lizard actors are all playing these club people, being the owners of this island paradise. And they start getting all the staff are getting killed off one by one. It's basically Friday the 13th on an island. Instead of the staff camp counselors, it's staff counselors.
That's exciting.
Getting offed. And
it's just hilarious.
It's hilarious and silly and a bloodbath. And it's, we're moving on.
All right. Yeah, good job.
To better movies.
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The next one's one of my favorites.
Is?
Hot Rod.
I love Hot Rod. Samberg.
Andy Samberg, man. Well, SNL movies, they did some good ones. You got Coneheads, which is fun. Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, those are iconic. Night at the Roxbury. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, I guess they're done with movies. And then they're like, wait.
No, Andy Samberg is a very funny man. He's very smart. He knows his comedy. He knows his timing. I love Ian McShane in that movie.
The 80s theme throughout the whole thing, and his just like, power of the bottlenose dolphin in his eyes. Like, so many stupid references.
I need to watch it again. I saw it once, but it's a lot of fun. I like that movie.
I didn't see it in theaters. Regina actually was like, you haven't seen that? You need to see it. And I went,
Regina's his wife.
She's amazing.
Believe it or not, he is married. My number 2... They wouldn't know. 1992 is when my number 2 movie came out, and that is Death Becomes Her. I adore that movie.
It's a fun movie.
Meryl Streep. It's one of the silliest roles you ever see Bruce Willis in.
Yes.
Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep are just these two aging, bickering women that they drink this potion that makes them live forever, but then it turns into basically a zombie movie.
Yeah, absolutely does.
And if you want to see Meryl Streep running around with her head backwards and a hole in Goldie Hawn, not to give too much away, it's just these 3 characters having a lot of fun with a very slapstick,
very fun
Hollywood movie, poking at Hollywood and just like the glitz and the glamour and the neediness.
It's very aware of itself.
Very aware of itself. It's a Robert Zemeckis movie, and that's what I truly adore about it. What's your number 3?
Number 3, we're going to go Bill Murray.
I have one too.
What about Bob?
Yes.
I talk to people, they either love the movie or hate the movie, but that movie...
How can you hate What About Bob?
I don't know.
I would love to play Richard Dreyfuss' character in that movie.
I'd be Bob. I'd do Bob.
Yes.
Bob,
you just want to do Bob.
No.
There you go.
No.
You can do Bob. No, I love that movie. I love the dinner scene.
Oh. Is this corn hand shucked?
Is this hand shucked? Keep sailing, Bob.
I love Gil.
Well, it's a vacation movie.
It very much is. Don't hassle me. I'm on vacation. I want that shirt. I would wear that shirt.
I adore that movie. And speaking of Bill Murray, my favorite Bill Murray, my number 3, 1993, Groundhog Day.
Oh, so good.
God, that movie is amazing. Good. Just everything about that day. He's this angry, bitter weatherman.
Yes.
And just so sarcastic, and everything about the day is horrible. And guess what? He wakes up the next day only to live it again and again and again and again. And someone clocked it out that he had to learn everything.
36 years.
36 years
36
of going through
years.
that day again and again and again.
Yeah, I could.
No way.
Yeah, they were saying just to learn the piano 1 lesson a day would take 10 years.
Jeez.
And then the ice sculpting was like another 8, and they just tacked on everything.
Yes.
And
I adore that movie.
I like
My
it when
God,
he's...
everything.
One of my favorite parts is when he's sitting there at breakfast just shoving food in his face. She's like, that's going to go straight to your hips. He goes, it's not. He's like, it's not going to happen.
He's just eating the whole cake. He's like, I don't worry about anything anymore with a cigarette.
Yes, number 4 for me, Robin Williams.
I have one of those too.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Good for you.
I love that movie. That was another one.
Well, you go ahead.
That movie is just really, I don't know. It's a lot of the comedies in the 90s, they had to have really good stories to flow with the comedy.
I agree.
A lot of comedies now, they don't have the story.
Yeah.
This is one of those few movies that you get the heart feels while you're watching it. There's multiple times you tear up, but then you're laughing. There's chances to shoot stuff out of your nose.
Good to see you, Uncle Bob and Aunt Jack. Oh, darling.
And you're older, and you look like Mom.
I just don't think I have the strength. God, Harvey Firestein. I love that guy.
I love it.
But you know what? When this movie came out,
Yeah.
my parents had just divorced about 2 or 3 years earlier.
Wow.
So it was me and my brothers. This movie connected on a very cellular level.
That's awesome.
You know, so it was more to us than just a comedy.
That's amazing.
So I'm glad we're talking about that.
That's one of my faves, yeah.
My favorite Robin Williams movie, which is my number 4, has to be Birdcage, 1996. My God. Nathan Lane and Robin Williams together are amazing as like this gay couple trying to play it straight for one night when the senator comes over, Gene Hackman and Diane Weiss have to come over, and it's the most awkward dinner, most hilarious night ever in the second half of this movie. You know, it's amazing. That's a play I'd love to do. I would love to play Robin Williams' character in that. You can be Nathan.
I'll totally.
That. I passed the toast. Not the toast. What's your number 5?
Number 5. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Ooh, anime.
There's a warmness to my heart to dry humor movies.
Well, a lot of people hate Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Wes Anderson, but there are some people they're like
that don't like him.
ADD or just don't understand it because they don't have brains. Sorry.
No. I get it. But
no, I don't get it.
I love British comedy. It's very dry. I love good old school slapstick. I love dry comedy. For some reason, it just makes me laugh. And that movie's perfect. George Clooney.
All of them are like that.
It's just very fast and everything he does. Oh, and what the cuss? You cussing at me?
Yeah, it's a very, very strong. And you got a lot of good
very
voice
good
actors in there. Meryl Streep's in there.
Owen Wilson.
Again, Owen Wilson, Jason Schwartzman,
Yep.
Michael Gambon.
Yep.
List goes on.
It's fantastic.
List goes on. My final and last one is from 2007.
Is it fantastic?
It's very fantastic to me. It's an Edgar Wright film, and to me, all of them are fantastic. But my number 1 favorite Edgar Wright film has to be Hot Fuzz. I adore Hot Fuzz. Now, I like the whole Cornetto trilogy. Shaun of the Dead is good. World's End is very good.
Yes.
But Hot Fuzz is the one that stood out to me more. The buddy cop movie that turns into a slasher movie.
Yes.
It has all those amazing actors as the co-stars that we all grew up watching, like Paul Freeman from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, yeah.
That whole cast is amazing. The whole... the editing in that movie is amazing. And just all of his movies. Edgar Wright, I have to talk about him for a second.
Just do it.
Because we just saw Baby Driver.
It was amazing.
And my God, it's like an OCD person's dream come true. This man knows how to edit his movies to music.
It's attention to detail, and he is one of those directors that gives you the attention to the detail that a lot of people miss, and it's in the editing and the music, and you feel so good while you're watching it.
It's so satisfying to watch. All 5 of his movies are like that. You need to go see Scott Pilgrim, see Baby Driver, see this first trilogy he did, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End. They're all amazing. My favorite one is Hot Fuzz of the 5 he's done. And
I lean more towards World's End, but I still
I love the back and forth in World's End. It has probably the best script.
Yes.
You know, and the dialogue of just how it's but you have to watch World's End like 2 or 3 times just to catch everything they're almost saying.
And then even Hot Fuzz, I love the last 30 minutes of that movie is my favorite.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, it was.
So
that's our list of our 10 favorite comedies. So if you're liking what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out... Oh, look, a fly.
There's a fly in here.
There's the fly in my soup. If you want to check out our other videos with the comedies before 1990, go ahead. We'll be throwing up a link. And
shut your mouth. I licked that part of it. But it adds flavor. Bye. Bright in here.
It's bright. You're bright.
Are you sure we're in shot?
Positive we're in shot.
Decision sometimes.
Yeah, us being friends. I worry about it too.
We're upside down.
No, on that it shows we're upside down, but it's right side out. I'm doing that so we're not focused on it.
You're inside out and I'm upside down. Or we're just both ass back.
It's bath backwards.
Yes, it is.
Get it right. Have some candy.
Just glaze me. God, it's okay. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Speaking of gay, we're together again. Here we go. Do the countdown.
Tres, dos, one.